Hey everybody, welcome right back to the channel, everybody. Welcome right back to the channel. It's been a fun week. Really a fun weekend of football and a fun week of football so far overall. It's been some good games, close games, some blowouts, things of that nature in the college football and in the NFL. Now in this video, we'll talk about college football and I'll recap Saturday, okay? And recap Tuesday through Thursday, and we're going to preview Friday. But before we get into all that stuff, right before that, my name is Isaiah Austin. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the IDA Kings Video Production channel. Okay, if you like the channel so far, right, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to it. It's going to be a fun channel. Like I said before, it's going to be a real fun one. Okay, and it's going to get even better. It's going to get really amazing. Another thing about this too, if you like the video so far, like, comment, and share the video. Share them all. Okay, another thing you can do is hit that bell notification to know when I upload and post a new video. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. The first game is the game we watched is OSU. Okay, the #1 team in the country versus the number 17 team in the country in Champaign, Illinois. That was a fun football game. From overall, Ohio State forced a lot of turnovers, got a lot of key stops, got a lot of great stops, especially in the red zone. They are historically amazing in the red zone, and their defense is one of the best defenses in college football since 2020, the last half decade, probably throughout history. Man, they putting up some historical numbers. They're doing some great things defensively. Matt Patricia's doing a great job defensively as well. And the offense for Ohio State is really good too. All right, they are a really good unit. Julian Sayin is a fantastic quarterback. There's a reason why he became a starter. He's a special quarterback at the redshirt freshman, man. He went in, played Texas, did a good job. Then he got better and better every game. Went into Washington, did a fantastic job in Washington. And now against Illinois was amazing. And then he had a great game before that, okay, against Minnesota, who's a real good team. And we'll talk about them obviously later. Really great team in Ohio State. They put Illinois in bad situations. Illinois had a great creative play, though. They was getting stuffed on that red zone, stuffed in the goal line situations. And on 4th and goal, they went for it. I agree with it, too. They sat there and handed the ball off to the running back, then the running back pitched it to the other running back. That was a really creative design play that other teams need to implement, hopefully. That was a fun game, though, overall for Ohio State. Illinois is a good team. You know, they're a really good team. They're ranked. They're a real good football team overall. They lost to 2 ranked teams in Indiana, which we're going to talk about in a little bit, and in Ohio State. Those are probably the 2 best teams in the country almost. They're definitely, I believe, or in the top 3 right now. So they're a good football team, both of them, and Illinois will be better for sure. I'm not worried about them too much. But another game, obviously, just speaking of Indiana ranked number 7 versus number 3 Oregon. Okay, fun game, real close game. Indiana got after more defensively, and Oregon's defense did some good stuff against Mendoza, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry if I butchered the last name, but you know, both quarterbacks are, you know, probably top 5 draft picks right now in the NFL as of right now. They're freaking having amazing years. But you know, both got pressured on a little bit, stuff like that. But overall, it was really fun, right? The offense has some. Both offenses did some good things. Did some good things in the game. But overall, man, Indiana got to more and more, got sacks on them and stuff like that. So that was a good game overall. That was a fun game. Oregon got to shore up the offensive line, make sure they're protecting well. But, you know, overall, they probably, besides Washington, that's a team that they can watch out for later on in the year. I think the last week of the season. Overall, I don't know if they're going to have teams that could give that much pressure like Indiana was able to do, give pressure, especially with the 4 they had up front. But overall, Oregon and Indiana had a great competitive game, right? Great competitive game. Another game that was crazy, like, it was unbelievable, was Washington State losing by 3 points to Ole Miss. Okay, now let me tell you something. Washington State almost had a historical win. Let me tell you what I mean. Washington State got blown out by 2 different teams. North Texas, who's a real good team, group of 5, got blown out by USF, who's probably the best group of 5 team right now, who's probably favored as of right now. I think they're not favored, but they're in that top 3 when it comes to making the college football playoff projections wise, right? And then they also got blown out by Washington, who lost to Ohio State, who's a tough football team. Washington probably should be ranked. I don't think they are. That's a whole nother discussion. But Washington State got blown out by those 2 teams. Ole Miss is not only ranked in the top 5, but they're probably better than Washington and North Texas combined. To be honest with you, they're talent wise, everything, coaching, everything like that, right? And they almost lost the game. Ole Miss struggled bad. They struggled. Chambers, who is one of the Heisman, he's going to be one of them Heisman front runners. He did good statistically, but the team overall it was just tough, man. It was tough. Washington put a lot of pressure on them, did a lot of good things against them. Ole Miss got to be careful. One, they play Georgia coming up. We'll talk about that later in some of the key games that's coming on Saturday in the next video. But overall, let me tell you something. They got to be careful, man. They got to be very careful with that because they play Georgia in Athens. You do not want to mess around like that. That's not going to win against Georgia, I'm telling you. So they got to be better. And I think they will. For sure, I think they will. Another game, which was a big upset, was Texas versus Oklahoma in the Red River rivalry. Flat out amazing. Arch Manning grew up right in front of our eyes. He showed why he's probably going to be the number 1 quarterback. Maybe not this draft, but if he comes out next year instead of this year, he'll be the number 1 pick in next year's draft. He shows some signs of it. Is able to make throws, accurate reads, process, but also run the ball really well. Probably his best part about him right now is the legs he can use. He's really good at playing that quarterback. Great at playing that quarterback position. Let me tell you something. John Mateer came off an injury. He missed only 1 game, and he had the bye week. Believe it was a knee injury, ankle, somewhere in the lower body area. He came back after basically having 2 full weeks off, okay? And struggled. They forced him to, I believe, 3 or 4 interceptions. He was 20 for 38 or something wild. Something crazy. It was unbelievable how bad he played. I think he'll be better. I definitely believe he'll be better, but that was tough. That Texas defense, special. I remember I was telling some people, man, people were like, oh, man, Texas ain't going to be able to score on them. I said, well, Oklahoma won't be able to score that much on them either, right? And, but they proved it. And Texas did way better offensively than I thought they would. But, man, that defense, Texas, man, is as advertised, right? They did great against Ohio State defensively overall. Now Ohio State did get some good movement overall. But Texas did a good job. One, their punter was great in that game, forced them into long drives, and put Ohio State in situations where they're like, all right, let's play field position. But Texas defense is as advertised. They have been consistently great all year. They are great as advertised. Okay, and Oklahoma, man, they'll be better, but they got to get healthy. They got to have a better run game. They got to protect better, okay? And John Mateer can't turn the ball over like he did in that game as well. But overall, they'll be better for sure. Texas is a great team, man. They're a great team. I believe they're ranked now, too. Another game, Alabama, Missouri. That was another close game. Another good game, especially to start out with. Missouri, I think, came out swinging. Then Alabama came back out, returned the favor. It was great, close football game, man. Great close game. Flat out close game. A fantastic game from there, right? Flat out amazing. I believe it was 27-24 Alabama. But Missouri is competitive. That's a good team right there in Missouri, man. They've been good for a little while last few years for sure. They are a real good football team. They've historically had good years too. So, Alabama did a good job. I believe Simpson, the quarterback, he's a beast too, man. He playing like a first round draft pick right there. That guy can swing the ball, gets out quick, processes things real good. He could throw the ball with the best of them, man. Right, and Alabama's defense at times put pressure on Missouri in that offense a little bit, but they hung in there with the big Crimson Tide, man. Big time team, man. That was a close game right there. Good fun game right there. Let me tell you something. Another game. This one's controversial. Georgia ended up winning the game against Auburn. Okay, they ended up winning a game against Auburn. And I believe 20-10. Auburn was up 10-0. Okay, they're down in the game. They're down at the red zone goal line. They go for it. Okay, Jackson Arnold goes in, has control of the ball, breaks the plane, They hit the ball out. Should have been a touchdown. Instead, it was a whole mess. They got the ball, ran down, got into the end zone. It wasn't called a touchdown. They really didn't call it dead. They said it was dead. They didn't hear no whistle. So that was a mess up in itself. He broke the plane with control of the ball. The tip, all to do was a part of that ball has to break the plane, and it by far did. Okay? Almost half of the ball went into the end zone with full control before the player knocked it out. There's a photo I have of it, and it shows it too. A replay showed it. It was clear as obvious. It was super clear and obvious that it was like that. He did not lose control. There were some people trying to say that. That did not happen. It is clear and obvious that didn't happen. He didn't lose control before crossing that plane, before crossing the end zone. They sat there and said it was a fumble. Could not believe it. And since then, Georgia ended up winning the game, scored 20 unanswered points. It was a competitive game, hard-fought game. Both defenses competed. But let me tell you something about that. First off, the referees need to start getting punished. I'm just going to be flat out honest and say it. They need to start getting punished for bad calls, missed penalties, missed technical fouls, all that stuff. They need to start getting punished. They need to start getting held accountable, and they need to start it now, man. I don't know if they're getting fined. I don't know what's happening. But it's clearly not working because they keep making horrendous calls that's affecting football games, not just throughout a game, but especially in the clutch games. Clutch moments, like even in the fourth quarters, right? Basketball, football, don't name it. Baseball too. They're messing up clear-cut, obvious calls, man. Clear-cut. Some in baseball, man, you can see a pitcher throw a pitch that's clearly outside of the strike zone, and they calling it a strike. It's like they got to be better. They got and they now they can review that. I think next year they're going to be able to review that in baseball. But man, they got to be better. The refs have to be better in all sports. It ain't just football. It ain't just basketball. It's really bad in those two sports. I watch those mostly. It's bad in those sports, man. It's bad in college. It's bad in the NFL. It's bad in NBA. It's bad in all of that, man. College basketball ain't college football. It's bad. It's bad, and it got to be better. And that game is prime example of why refereeing's bad. Replays too slow. It's just a lot of problems. Just a lot of problems. A lot of issues. Just a lot of issues. Another game that was crazy. Michigan ended up getting destroyed. Destroyed by USC. USC only has one loss to a real tough Illinois team. Illinois ended up hitting the game winner against them. But USC was great. Their quarterback was great. Everybody, man, from start to finish, it was amazing. Michigan offensively is struggling bad. And I'm not going to just blame it on Underwood. You know, he's a freshman, true freshman, not redshirted, wasn't around it. He's, legit, So, true freshman just got there basically this year. Didn't sit a year behind anybody, learning, no. So, this is tough. It probably would have been better for him to redshirt because of the offense. I don't know what it is. Man, the offense is struggling. When they can't run the ball, it's a big nightmare. If they can't run the ball, you're in trouble. So that's another issue. So Michigan got to get that shored up, especially if they want to be Washington, because Washington comes into Michigan this upcoming Saturday. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be careful of that, man. They got to find a way to get that dub, man, for real. And that's real close. Now, another thing. Okay, USC's a real good football team. They're really good. They're good. They're back, man. They had some great years, but they're back now. They had a little hiccup there. After Caleb Williams left, they had a little hiccup, but they're back. They're back and ready to roll, and they rocking and rolling right now. They're looking real good as a football team, man. So shout out to them. They're a real good football team. Okay, South Carolina was hanging in there with LSU. LSU ended up winning 20-10. Hung in there as hard as they could, but they ended up winning that game. That's another one. Arkansas was in a shootout, was throwing a ball. Green, their quarterback, flat out amazing at Arkansas, but they ended up losing by 3 points. Okay, to Tennessee. Aguilar was throwing it too. They were slinging, banging, man, throwing all over the yard, man. I know they fired their head coach, but man, they still can sling that ball all over the country, man. And that's what they do. Their defense, man, at Arkansas is bad. Now, Tennessee's ain't that much better. But, Arkansas's defense is not great, man. They struggle bad on defense. And that's part of the reason why they are where they are when it comes to the regular season. They could have won against Ole Miss. They could have won against Memphis. They lost. And they could have won against Tennessee, but their defense isn't that great. So Arkansas, in the near future, no matter, they got to keep doing good offensively, but their defense got to be better for sure. And they got to be better in the next few years for sure. But Tennessee, man, their defense, I believe, has to get better too. But they only lost to Georgia. Tough game, high scoring game too. But Tennessee is, they're doing good. They're doing good. I believe they play Alabama next week too. So that's going to be a fun matchup. Or not next week, I'm sorry, this upcoming Saturday. So it's going to be fun on Saturday. That's going to be fun. Another game, BYU. Okay, BYU was in a tough battle, 2 overtime game against Arizona. They ended up winning in the double overtime. Okay, that was a late night game. Okay, I ain't gonna lie, I was falling asleep. I was a little tired. But BYU, when I look back, BYU, man, did some good things. Arizona, it was fun. It was a fun game. It was 33-27. Fun game, overtime. Man, down in the pack. Man, great games, man. Not that much defense played, but the quarterbacks, man, Brogmeyer and Fafita, flat out amazing quarterbacks, man. They were doing good, slinging that ball around all type of receivers, spreading the wealth. So they did good out there. They did good. Arizona State ended up losing, which I didn't know this. Arizona State ended up losing and getting blown out by Utah. Okay, it was 42 to, I believe, like 10. Okay, they struggled, but Arizona State didn't have Sam Leavitt. Sam Leavitt is a first-round quarterback when healthy. He's a real great quarterback when healthy, man. So flat out amazing. So I'm pretty. Utah just came back and just started dominating, just flat out dominating, and they dominated them. So it's really tough. They are a real good team, though. I know they lost, I believe, to Texas Tech, Utah, but Utah is a real good football team. Coach Kyle Whittingham is a great head coach. They dominated Arizona State really from start to the finish. And it was flat out amazing from there. Okay, another wild game that happened, right? Another wild game. Colorado ended up upsetting Iowa State. That game was wild. The parts I saw, there was one play that was crazy to me. There was a play. Colorado, I'll be honest. It should have been a pass interference. Colorado picked the ball off an end zone. There was a pass interference before he caught the interception, right? So I thought they were going to call it a PI in the end zone. It was clear cut, man. It was clear PI. It was unbelievable, right? They run the ball down. I don't know. I'm trying to think if they got a touchdown or not. I don't know. I don't think they did. So they talk about it in the end zone. They talk about it. What happens is simple. This is what's going to shock you. They picked the flag up. They picked it up. If you watch the game, you know exactly what I'm talking about. They picked the flag up. I was in shock that they did that. Shocked. That was a game that was crazy. Colorado ran the ball well. They did a good job running that ball. They did good passing, making some good plays. Iowa State, man, I was shocked that they lost. Colorado, man, they compete. They're competitive in every game, right? They only got blown out one time, and that was to Houston. Other than that, man, they've been competitive in every game. Every game they played, every single game they've been competitive. But this is key. But here's the problem. Iowa State struggled. Colorado put them on pressure on defense, only allowing 17 points. They were putting Iowa State in some bad situations. Okay? So that was a great win by Colorado. They stormed the field. Coach Sanders is going through a lot of stuff with the health and everything like that. Big win for Colorado. And I think they'll keep getting better. They'll keep competing too. They're going to keep competing in these games, Colorado will, for sure. And Iowa State got to get better, man. They in that Big 12 against some tough teams in that Big 12, man. That Big 12 still got like 3 or 4 teams undefeated right now, okay? In terms of conference play, you got to be careful. That's a wild conference, man. That's a wild conference from head to toe. Yeah, ain't anybody can get beat in that conference. That's a tough conference to win right there. A tough conference to win right there. Okay, here's another game. Historical shocker again. FSU, y'all know, remember when they started out 3-0 and they beat Alabama? Let me tell you something. Alabama turned in the right direction after that loss, and FSU turned in the opposite direction. They have struggled. They cannot defend a nosebleed. That's being honest. They are struggling defensively. They have turnovers after turnovers. They are in close games. If they don't turn the ball over and their defense is better, they're undefeated right now. But they're not. Okay? FSU lost to Pittsburgh 34-31. Unbelievable, man. They went from 3-0 to 0-3. And it started, I believe, with Virginia, who is now ranked and has only have one loss. Um, right now, off the top of my head, I can't remember who Virginia lost to. But let me tell y'all something. This is big importance. Big importance right now. Okay, it's huge importance. They struggled. Okay, to defend in all three of those games, and Pittsburgh was no exception. They struggled. Okay, and Florida State is in some deep trouble. Coach Mike Norvell could get fired. That's how bad this could get. And I'm shocked. And remember, they're 0-3 in conference, if I'm not mistaken. They're 0-3 in conference play. So this is a bad situation for Florida State University right now. And Pitt is getting better. I know they lost, I believe, to West Virginia, but they continue to get better. They continue to fight. They continue to scrap and claw. Tough games, but they did a good win. Cincinnati and UCF was a solid game too. A good game, 20-11. Cincinnati winning. They lost to Nebraska, who's ranked top 25. And Cincinnati since then has won 5 straight. They've been on fire. They've been doing their thing. I believe they're one of those undefeated teams in the Big 12. They're going to be competing in that Big 12 right there. Northwestern, this game I'm going to talk about last. This one I'm going to talk about last because this is going to be something crazy. Nebraska ended up beating Maryland. Tough, close game, tight game. Nebraska ended up beating Maryland. Great quarterback play from both Ryula and Washington. Washington's a true freshman, been balling all year, but they have lost to two tough great Big Ten opponents, Washington and Nebraska. Okay, I believe Nebraska is now ranked, and I believe we're going to talk about that tonight as well. It's going to be a fun one tonight. Now, listen, another one, UNLV, close game with Air Force. Okay, Air Force is 1-5. UNLV is undefeated. They're one of those teams that they're talking about from the group of 5. Okay, let me tell y'all something. They were close. They were high scoring, slinging around the ball all over the place. Okay, UNLV almost took an L, but they won by 3. They got to be careful. They got to be better defensively as well. They've almost had some slip ups up there at UNLV. They got to be better though. Got to be better. Navy is undefeated. Gray Shipman only won by 1, but they were good against Temple, man. 6-0, really good. Shout out to the service. Let me tell y'all something. Purdue was competitive with Minnesota. Minnesota pulled out a touchdown win against Purdue. They're 4-2. Okay, that's going to be fun. Remember Minnesota. Another game that was good for Boise State because this is going to lead into things later on. Crazy. Boise State ended up beating New Mexico 41-25. Now here's a game that spot the prize set domino effects. Penn State went from being a top 3 team to firing their head coach, James Franklin. They lost to 2 teams they should not have lost. They lost 3 straight in total. Okay, they lost to UCLA, historical loss. They came back and lost to Northwestern. Okay, who's 4-2 now, but they lost to Northwestern after losing to Oregon in a tough game and a competitive game. I want y'all to understand that. In that game, Drew Aller got hurt. He's probably going to be a 4th, 5th round pick in the NFL draft, unless he gets a medical red shirt, which he can. It's not. I don't think it's impossible. This is tough. This is tough to talk about. Coach James Franklin, is a historical coach Penn State is a place that people didn't want to go. Since that Jerry Sandusky situation, if y'all know about that, I could basically talk about that probably in another video. If y'all remember that, I can give a more in depth. But he took over a program that no one wanted to take over from an overall perspective. Coach Bill O'Brien was a place filler, but that was tough. They went from that. He took over, dominated. Then they had a team that was supposed to be better than Ohio State and most teams in the country. And they've been struggling. They've been bad. They fired him. And it's because of these last 3 games, in my opinion. And I'll go into more depth, but overall, that was a shocker, a historical shocker again. It's unbelievable how Penn State's playing. And I really don't see a bright future, at least this season. Now, next season, year after, maybe. But this year is probably a wash, to be honest. But overall, man, let me tell y'all something. Saturday was fun. But let's get into other games real quick that came on real good. Tuesday, there were some games Tuesday as well. I believe New Mexico State ended up losing to Liberty 30-27. That's one of those games. Arkansas State beat South Alabama on a game-winning field goal. Okay, game-winning field goal was 12-14. Kicked the game winner, and then they ended up winning 15-14. Okay, Delaware ended up losing 25-38 to Jack State. Oh man, that was on Wednesday. Also, another game you got to remember too. You know, um, that happened. Is UTEP. Okay, they ended up giving Sam Houston their seventh loss. They're 0-7. They're not bowl eligible no more. They're basically done. They're playing to try to win. It was 35-17. Okay, Thursday, Tulsa ended up losing to East Carolina 41-27. Now, here, let me get to you. There was a few games. Okay, remember Nebraska and Minnesota talked about, right? Nebraska is facing off Minnesota. They are now 25 ranked in the country. Nebraska is. That is going to be a fun game. Okay, that's going to be a fun one. Another game y'all got to watch out for as well. Another one y'all got to watch out for as well. Okay, Louisville versus Miami. Miami's ranked number 2 in the country. Okay, and they're playing against Louisville. That could be a tough game for them. Louisville's 4-0. They're a tough matchup, and that could be fun. Another one, San Jose State coming in against Utah State. And North Carolina is trying to get a big win against California. Okay, California has a great freshman quarterback. He's a beast, okay, at the quarterback position. They got their quarterback of the future. Future probably NFL quarterback. North Carolina is trying to spoil them and beat them. Let me tell y'all something. We're going to recap. In the next video, we're going to recap Friday's games, and we're going to talk about that legendary Saturday game. Okay, legendary Saturday games from top to bottom. It's going to be fun. We're going to talk about those in the next video. Okay, I cannot wait, and I'm excited. Okay, again, it was fun today. Okay, it was fun throughout the college football season so far, and it's only going to get better and better and better as we keep going and going. Okay, my name is Isaiah Alston. Once again, welcome back to this channel, IDA Kings Video Production. Okay, like I said earlier, if you like this video, okay, and you like all the videos, like them, and comment and share the videos. If you like the channel in its entirety, so far, it's a new channel. It's a brand new channel in baby stages. If you like it so far, okay, subscribe to it. And if you want to know when I post and upload new videos, hit that notification bell, okay? I appreciate all y'all for watching. Whoever's watching, I do appreciate y'all. And I appreciate it. And I hope this channel keeps and continues to grow. Thank you, man. I really appreciate y'all. Enjoy Friday. Enjoy Saturday too, because we're gonna have some fun, chop it up too, before them Saturday games come on. Okay, I really appreciate y'all. Be safe. Peace.